Sentinel Ridge. So Scott Ahlstrom, the proprietor of Sentinel Ridge, treats his vineyard like a rose garden. He goes through and he pulls every leaf that's not in a perfect place. He adjusts every shoot and it comes through in the wine. This wine always has a sense of love that I feel from him, but I think in the bottle and in the glass comes from its tertiary complexity. It's got more than any of the Bevan wines, this wine shows a great breadth of flavor. Theo, if you just take your first sniff of Sentinel Ridge, is there one thing that jumps out at you, or is it a bushel of things?
It's blackberries.
It's blackberries.
It's blackberries for me. Blackberries, that we talked about it earlier, that sort of brambly brush note, that, and herbs, fresh herbs.
Brian, how about you?
I think there's a wildness to this wine that I think is a hallmark of Howell Mountain in general. And then deep in the core of this wine is a sort of blue patafouille, sort of a jellied core of fruit. It's not the first thing I smell, but it's deep in there.
See, for me, when I smell this, I get the wildness. I get all of this stuff. I feel the nature around it. This vineyard is surrounded by trees and underbrush, and I get all of the primary nature that's around this in the glass. And I get the berry quality you're both talking to, but I think the expansiveness of the flavor profile. If you ask somebody to sit down with Ann Noble's circle and say, okay, identify every flavor you get in this around the wheel, you'd be checking a lot of boxes because there's so much going on here. And then it's Howell Mountain. And Brian, traditionally, when you think of Howell Mountain, what are the textures you get from Howell Mountain? And then Theo, what do you think the textures we get from Howell Mountain? Be the yin and yang. What do you think Howell Mountain traditionally is, and what are we?
When I think of Howell Mountain, I think of rustic tannins. It's a little bit coarse. It's a little bit wild. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, what we get from it is this beautiful ripeness of fruit, ripeness of tannin. It retains that brambly note that Howell Mountain is known for, but like the wildness that you were talking about earlier, Brian. But the balance of this mouth-watering acidity and ripe tannin is so beautiful in this wine. So it's kind of seamless as it comes across your palate, and the fruit is just so outstanding.
Yeah, it's seamless in a massive way.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It's like rocks rolling down the hill are seamless. And it's not that big, it's not that tannic, but it is seamless in a power.
Yeah.
In a powerful way.
There's a lot going on.
I love the man who farms and owns this vineyard, and my emotional connection will always drive me first. But qualitatively, I don't think there's anybody who can taste this and not know this is special wine. And if you know it's from Howell Mountain, you're going to get all of that Howell Mountain flavor and stuff, but then you get our level of sophistication that's what Bevan Cellars we try to do.
Beautiful.
Guys?
Yeehaw.
Boomba.